Hi guys, how are you? I hope you're well. I am well myself, and I wanted to stop by and do a tiny video. Now, I'm aware a lot of you are not watching like from the beginning of the altars that you are fighting, yeah? So you may not understand a lot of things in between. I also came in because I lost some files, but I thought it would be good that I should clarify some things, maybe from each last video, yeah? I should clarify in the next video that I do, but this is an in-between, yeah? So I realize that some of you are just such great empaths, yeah? And you may not understand what is going on. Now, let me tell you something. When witches attack you, okay, they know that you will be afflicted. In fact, they may see it sometimes and they're like, she's going through it. Yeah, it worked. Okay, they're not feeling sorry for you. Let me tell you, when they do spells on you, let's say they're doing a separation spell. Okay, it comes as a package. Curses and blessings come as a package, and that's why I was telling you guys, if you're a blessed nation, okay, it means the work of your hands, whatever you do, whatever God gave you to do as a talent, okay, is supposed to speak for you. So that when you appear somewhere, people are just buying from you. People are calling you in to do a work for them, So depending on what you're gifted in, okay. Now, when you have this work, other blessings will be injected that will make you now look like a wealthy person. Say, in this today's world, yeah, if you have a job that you're doing very well, you're able to buy yourself a car. Now, a car is not the main blessing, okay? Your children, your wife and your children are, because these are the people you branch off from the original family with, and because this original family is blessed, you go forth into the future, because children are like arrows, okay? So from this home, this man and woman are taken. Now they form another family that goes way ahead, and this family will ensure the generations ahead are blessed. And that is how you see the blessings reach the blessings reach thousands of years, okay? The curses will be 4 generations, okay? So about 80 years. On the 4th generation, yeah, all these people, these 4 generations will be in slumber, okay? So every 80 years or every 4 generations, you see a change of God, okay? So what happens? These people who are bewitching you and all that, and you are put into slumber and you became victims and people are enjoying, so that if blessings in Deuteronomy 28 look this way, where you go anywhere, he says you will be blessed in the city, blessed in the country. Your bread, your kneading trough will be blessed. All of these things, yeah. You find that you're rejected in the city, rejected in the country. Everything you touch is rejected, and you appear to have a curse. Now, there are empaths who will be like, there's something wrong with this child, okay? Now, the protective one, remember, we are dealing with what? 12 tribes of Israel. In this place, they are protectors. There are, what are they called? What are they called? The preachers, the Levites, okay? In this tribe, they're the Levites, yeah? Who don't work, they just spread the word. Now, from where I come, I'm not going to name all the work of all 12, yeah? From where I come from, we have medicine men, people who are healers, okay? We have singers, okay? People who, they're called mokoi, and these are people now when they sing, it's like they're spreading healing. And that is why you see when you're coming out of, a problem and you're able to, like when God remembers you, like we said, yeah, from Psalms 102, okay, verse 13. When the time for God to remember these people, because we are always singing as this house, as this 12 tribes, we are always sinning and causing God to take us into captivity. And that is what you see these 4 generations are fighting, okay, or are under. All right. Now, when it seems like you're going to come through, because these people have knowledge, which you don't, they know when this time comes, these people will be able to come out of these curses that, keep them down, yeah? So what do? They go and fortify, so that you see, you're reaching the 4th generation. This child is so compromised, okay? So when that happens to this child who is chosen by God, even though they are this weak, God promises to use the foolish things and the weak things to do what? To shame the strong. All right. So I need you to remember all these things and keep your Bible near wherever. Like, this is a time you should be dependent so much on the word. Okay. Because a lot will be thrown at you. Get the word, even if it's a verse being shared, go back to your Bible and read. So I'm going to read from Exodus 25, and you'll see like what causes people to come into a curse. Okay, so what did your forefathers do? What gave the devil legality to attack you? Because before the devil attacks you, he goes before the Father and says, do you see? Okay, now your lips are sealed, your hands are held back. Yeah, people think, oh, I'm so blessed, God cannot I cannot be cast. I'm too blessed to be cast. Yeah. Now that is something you may declare, but if you fall under these curses, there's nothing that can be done. You'll have to, fight these things. Although by being a good man, okay, by giving to the poor, by protecting now that makes you an empath. Yeah. By protecting the weak and all of that, you find that you're coming into blessing. Okay, God favors you in so many ways. Yeah, so even before you know yourself, before you know who you are and what work you're doing, just by following spiritual principles, you'll be able to break through. Okay, this will look like something like sometimes you're broke and you're wondering where the next meal is coming from, and somebody comes and asks you, you will break that money and share with this person. Okay, so that is the catch sometimes that God uses, so that because he wants to bless you, he does want to bless you, but these things you will have to fight. Now, let me tell you, in case you're wondering, we have come all this way. Yeah, you're wondering, you're in America, go get a job, so that instead of doing this, let me tell you, this has been a 21-year battle, and it was set upon us even before we knew it. Okay, so God carried us, God protected us, God allowed us to see these things. Okay, now somebody like me, when I came into the truth of what was done to my great grandma, who was a victim, like the way I was carrying myself, righteous anger erupted. Okay, that is what God wanted me to come into. Now the person who had been carrying this secret, I saw them walking around like a victim. Okay, I didn't even know they carried this much. Okay, if it wasn't for God's mercies that we were able to agree and talk gently, I wouldn't have come to this truth. Okay, now I know what kind of a spirit I carry, because people go into worship of us ancestors and you're wondering why I'm saying that it's wrong. Why are you worshiping ancestors when the Bible says that the dead can no longer operate in this world? Do you know what operates? The familiar spirits. Okay? The familiar spirit works against the protection. Okay? So the familiar spirit is age old. It was with your ancestors even before you were even an idea. Okay? But there was always also God watching over you. So the Spirit of God hovering over the deep. All right, so what you're coming into, do not think you earned it. It has been fought for. If it has been bought by a price. And so being a good man is not necessarily leaving wealth, it is leaving a heritage of godly people. Okay, if your people will stay, will turn to God every time that they think of doing something, they're like, but what would God say? Now you have left something meaningful. Okay, but now with that, I said everything is a package. With that, you will have left something for them to hold on and call yours. Okay, now Exodus 20 and let me start from 4. Yeah, you must not make for yourself an idol of any kind, or an image of anything in the heavens or on the earth or in the sea. You must not bow down to them or worship them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God who will not tolerate your affection for any other gods. I lay the sins of the parents upon their children. The entire family is affected, even the children in the third and fourth generations, okay, of those who reject me. But I lavish unfailing love for 1,000 generations on those who love me and obey my commands. Okay, so because of your love for God, it may not look like you're prospering, But as long as you stay away from idol worship and witchcraft, which means you're contesting against God. Every time you come in contact with witchcraft and you want to manipulate another person's life, yes, you will appear so strong in the physical, but you're so much weaker in the spirit, okay? So you will be knocked down by people you did not think would, okay? So these weak people that are coming, around you, and you're like, no, I don't operate with people like you. I operate with big wigs, yeah? I know where I'm going. I know who I am. I want to, be this big. So who are you associating with? Only the best. Now, for wives, because this is about marriage, okay? When you're afflicted, yeah? Even the people who are around you will be laughing at you like, what is wrong with her? Look at her. There will be spells done against you. When the marriage is, your marriage package, yeah, because it comes as a package, because marriage is a ministry. It's not romance. It's not, this just come with it, okay? So marriage being a ministry, it's supposed to heal so many. It's supposed to heal, deliver, restore, okay? So that you heal generations and keep sending blessings ahead. Do you understand? Now, when you're not, when you as a wife are afflicted, the kids will be afflicted, okay? So instead of raising arrows that shoot into the generations, you're raising people who look like victims. They are just attacked. Even you are attacking your children, yeah? Because when they come up, especially the chosen children, yeah? They are speaking against this demon that they're seeing in this home, yeah? They can sense this demon. While the others cope very well with it, even come into agreement with it. This one is like, no, you guys shouldn't do that. You guys, and they're like given back slaps, like, keep quiet. What do you know? Because these people think they know so much by employing this witchcraft power. Okay, now any altar that is not godly, God will come against it. It may not be today or tomorrow, but God will come against it. Okay, so when the giants fall, it's very easy for you to read the Bible and be like, wow, David was so strong. He killed that, Goliath, and he took just a stone, okay? But you do not know you're a giant today, okay? In your position, you don't even have to do anything. You just have to be a wife chosen for this home to break them through, okay? Or to bring them, to usher them into blessings. Nothing can stand in the way of that. They will try, so weapons will be formed, but they will not do what? Prosper. And because your people before you were always cursed with the mouth, yeah, with these witchcraft curses, they will rise up, you will rise up, and on behalf of all these generations, you will refute those curses, okay? And God says, if it ever happens again, it's not his doing. Whoever rises against you shall be put down, okay? So when a wife, because they've been so down, yeah, they've been ambushed. In every town, you see, there are people who have strongholds, yeah? I own this town. So whoever comes and, near me must submit, yeah? So the submissive ones will be at peace, yeah? You who come to oppose this power, you'll be taken out, okay? And people will be like, I kind of agree. She had a problem, yeah? I could see that, yeah? You do not know. You only see on the surface, yeah? So somebody may be small physically, but spiritually they are deep, okay? Somebody may be so pleasing to your eyes. Spiritually, they are going to take you out. In this town, they'll be the ones controlling. You move when they say to move, okay? Now, that is not a town that is operating with Jehovah's, will or power, okay? So stay sharp, guys. Stay sharp. Now, I want to tell you about a marriage, a covenant that is made like this, yeah? So in Joshua chapter 9, yeah? There were people watching as, the Israelites, as they're moving towards Canaan, were battling, okay? So remember, the journey was not just about lingering in the wilderness for 40 years. They were battling. They were coming into a lot of things. They were being sharpened. They were being renewed so that when they enter the land, the promised land, there will be new people, okay? You do not enter with the same vessel. You do not enter with the same, mentality, the same ideas. Before you get to the promised land, you will have seen God, okay? They saw God. They were like, okay, keep him away from us, okay? They saw, many things. They had to be shown the snake. They were being bitten by snakes. Moses had to, erect a snake on a pole for them to look at. Okay. So anyway, along the way, when Joshua, they were just about to come in. So these are trickery just before you enter the promised land. Okay. So as they were, about to cross Jordan, yeah. Now, it's Joshua chapter 9, and it's a long read, yeah. I'm wondering how I'll summarize. But anyway, they had seen these tribes fight with the Israelites, and they were in admiration. And they were like, these people we have to join with, okay? Now, when they did, they decided to like pick edge sandals, tear the clothes, look like they come from a long journey, and they brought, old moldy bread, yeah? And so they approached the leaders of Israel, and they were like, we've come from a long journey. We need to join with you guys. We have seen how God works with you. We want, we want you guys to just, be with us, yeah? Form alliance with us, because without you guys, we are just victims. We've come from too far, and we just can't make it without you. Who are the Israelites? Empaths, okay? So they cover them, all right? So a lot of that is happening when you see that there's the wife, and then there's the counterfeit, okay? This counterfeit will look more humble, submissive. They will accept anything until they come into power, and then you will see all they ever wanted was to just pick your power, okay? Or share in your power and fortify themselves, okay? Because the blessing that they see with you, it's much better. It's not what they've achieved themselves, okay? Now that happens through witchcraft, okay? And deception and trickery, okay? So you will be speaking against your own marriage. You're like, when I'm here, I feel so weak. I feel just so bad. I want to go. I don't like how this is feeling. You do not know that you're in a test and a trial until you guys qualify, okay? Because like I said, from the times of Adam and Eve, God no longer chooses spouses, okay? But if you stay in him, he will lead you to the right one, but that will involve generational blessings, okay? This is where you'll bring a girl home and your parent will tell you, yeah, that's the one, because now they've come into the age of spirit, where the spirit is just in them. They already qualified in the battles. They will tell you, yes, that's your wife, okay? And you won't have to struggle. Now, should you bring the wrong person, because they're always tricking, okay? They're always working against you, and they see these people have a blessing. I want to belong with them. You bring a wrong girl, and they're like, your parent is like, no, there's something about this girl, and they can see it, they know it, yeah? But you fight, yeah? And even the girl is telling you, your mom is so weird, and you don't know, but she's fighting your mom, okay, in the spirit, yeah? Now, when these two people meet, it's only the stronger one that will win. Now, being the mom, you'll be the weaker vessel, okay? You'll be the weaker one because you look old and aged, but in the spirit, you're stronger, okay? So when you come to generational blessings, the chosen children who are supposed to carry these blessings are able to hear, okay? So when they're told this, they're able to hear. And they're able also, when they go out, they're able to meet with only blessings, and they're able to even pick, okay? That will always be challenged. So, but you will get this kind of help, okay? From the ones who have fought the battle, okay? Or those who are now carrying the blessings. Now, these people lied. They said the Israelites, I think from verse 6, when they arrived at the camp of Israel at Gilgal, they told Joshua and the men of Israel, we have come from a distant land to ask you to make a peace treaty with us. The Israelites replied to these Hivites, how do we know you don't live nearby? For if you do, we cannot make a treaty with you. They replied, we are your servants. But who are you? Joshua demanded. Where do you come from? They answered, your servants have come from a very distant country. We have heard of the might of the Lord your God and all of Egypt, of all he did in Egypt. We have also heard what he did to the two Amorite kings east of the river Jordan, King Sihon of Heshbon. Anyway, it ended that they made a covenant because they felt sorry for these people, yeah. And so when they discovered that these people lied to them, and the people wanted to kill them, yeah, the people of Israel. The people of Israel, this is verse 18. The people of Israel grumbled against the leaders because of the treaty, but the leaders replied, since we have sworn an oath in the presence of the Lord, the God of Israel, we cannot touch them. This is what we must do. We must let them live, for divine anger would come upon us if we broke our oath, okay? When they agreed to help these people, they made an oath. In fact, these people requested for an oath, yeah, that you will protect us and give us food and, just take care of us, okay? So they cannot break this oath. So they said, let them live. So they made them woodcutters and water carriers. These people agreed to be slaves and abandoned their own destiny, okay? For the entire community, woodcutters and water carriers for the whole entire community. As the Israelite leaders directed, Joshua called together the Gibeonites and said, why did you lie to us? Why did you say that you live in a distant land when you live right here among us? May you be cursed. From now on, you will always be servants who cut wood and carry water for the house of God. They replied, we did it because we, your servants, were clearly told that the Lord your God commanded his servant Moses to give you this entire land and to destroy all the people living in it. So we feared greatly for our lives because of you. That is why we have done this. Now we are at your mercy. Do to us whatever you think is right. So Joshua did not allow the people of Israel to kill them, but that day he made the Gibeonites the woodcutters and water carriers for the community of Israel and for the altar of the Lord, wherever the Lord would choose to build it. And that is what they do to this day. Now, if you read in Kings, yeah, I think it's 1st or 2nd Kings, Saul, when he came into kingship, he killed some of these Gibeonites, okay? And then when David came to become a king, I will try and put it somewhere, even if it's in the comments, yeah. David went before the king because there was, hunger. There was famine in the land. And he was like, Lord, I know that this land is blessed. What is happening? And God would tell him there was an oath made as the Israelites were coming in, being led by Joshua, okay? And this was the oath. And it was in the, the Chronicles, okay? So David realizes this and he's like, so what do we do? And the Lord told him, now these people have a say, okay, because there was an oath made. Go to the Gibeonites, sit down with them, ask what do they want, okay? And whatever they ask, you will grant to them, yeah? And they demanded the family of Saul and killed them, okay? So these slaves came into, these slaves were able to, demand this, because otherwise Israel would stay in famine, okay? So there are so many oaths that are made, yeah, that can only be broken if these people allow it, okay? So everything that happens to you is a covenant, and a covenant cannot be broken because it is made by, blood. Either blood, it is in that time you make an altar because you make a promise, yeah? So there are altars that are physical and there are altars that are made in our hearts, okay? So when you come into a marriage with, a person that, tricked you perhaps into that, they become your slaves, okay? But because they also could be in a generation where they're fighting with their family, God will spare them, okay? How will he spare them? He will spare them by not letting them, by not letting you touch them, okay? So they'll be separated because otherwise you guys die and all this is gone. And yet God is using every one of these to save their families, okay? So life is not just as you see it. You keep hearing life is spiritual, okay? My people perish for lack of knowledge. You don't care. You keep moving, okay? And even the Bible says in Ecclesiastes, even for the young people, enjoy your life. Do what is in your heart to do, okay? But remember the Lord your God, okay? And turn to him, because everything you do, you will be asked, okay? You will have to answer for everything you do. Now, with our eyes, we may look in the physical, just like the Israelites chose Saul for a king, okay? And he ended up putting them in so much trouble. But the Bible says the battle is not for the strong, neither is the race for the swift, okay? I am sure I'm skipping a part, but time and chance happens to everyone. So it is all dependent on what you do with your chance, okay? But should you know God, should you come to knowledge, you'll have the power, and understanding. And, that is wisdom, okay? So power and wisdom to judge situations, okay? So be careful what you do. And one way to be sharpened is to fast, okay? So I've told you several times, how I had to go into fast in this period. When you go into a fast, which is something I'm having to take people through whenever they want, to understand, your spirit man is sharpened. And when the spirit man is sharpened, even your physical man is sharpened, okay? So you'll find that, in the events that, the witches use, even in dreams, to give you some food, which we read is deceptive, So this will bring you down in the physical, okay? Now, even in the physical, because of gluttony, which is a spirit from all these curses, again, I said it comes as a package. If there's a package of gluttony, you'll keep just grabbing and eating, and just wanting all these things of life. And so you're chasing all these things and you lose yourself because you did not seek the kingdom first. Instead, you're doing what? Wanting to acquire all this. Without God, it is nothing. A lot of people have come into riches, into wealth, but it doesn't satisfy them. It doesn't, fulfill their desires, okay? And so what do? To just get a bit of joy, a bit of protection, they go into these same altars to pour blood, and blood could just be money, okay? So you pay the money that you have worked with sweat and blood so that you get what? Some kind of protection, okay? Now it will go on and on and on until my people come into knowledge, okay? Now, who are my people who have a natural blessing, but it's being hindered because you do not know yourselves? The 12 tribes of Israel. Find out who you are so that you can operate in your power. Other people are not neglected or forgotten. They have their kind of blessings, okay? And you see them here. They were looking at the Israelites and they could identify there's a power in them. They wanted a piece of that. So they let go of what protection and power they have for their own selves, and some of which could include now losing their lives in battle, but that is also a process. The Israelites too have lost their power, their people in battle, okay? That is just life. The spiritual warfare, there is, physical warfare. Now, in this spiritual warfare, you find that as the chosen one comes into their own realization, when they awaken, okay, and so they are able to operate in their power, what happens? You will see some people perishing, okay, because of everything that had to go into this. So, God, when you accept Jesus, you accept all these conditions that come with it, So salvation is not just automatic protection, okay? It is you agreeing that you accept Jesus, you accept to be, for his blood to speak for you. So will you still do the battle? Yes, but he is your protection, okay? On the flip side, if you go to the witches, you will still have to adhere to these rules, including fasting and all of that. Now, you may get what is not due you, okay? You may operate in power when you're not supposed to. You may even settle for some things just to have perhaps health or wealth or whatever, You will settle for no happiness, no sleep in your life, okay? But as long as people can look at you and see some power, you're good, okay? But with God's blessings come good sleep, peace, prosperity, blessed kids, there is peace in your home. Your people are blessed. Your wife is blessed under your roof. So that is from Psalms 128, okay? So I'm just putting this out there so that in case you haven't, you're not ready, you haven't sharpened your spirit, stay ready, okay? I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.